Hello racing and diecast fans, welcome again to the channel. It's all about racing. If you are a mini GT fan, I have got a double for you here. I'm going to do a review of two mini GT cars at the same time, quite frankly because they're really the same car. One is the number 3 mini GT, the IMSA Racing Corvette C8R. The other one is the number 63 24 Hours of Le Mans C8 running car. And quite frankly, guys, they're the exact same cars, the exact same driver lineup that you have with both of these, depending upon whether it's raced in the 24 Hours of Le Mans or the 24 Hours of Daytona. But they are both mini GT cars. They are the exact same molding. They are the exact same car. It's every detail. It's kind of like doing one detail on both cars, but in case you wondered why, that's why. Now, if you order the number 3 car, the IMSA car, that is number 253. It is a 2020 IMSA 24 Hours of Daytona Corvette Racing C8R number 3. And it is a very nicely done car. As you can see here, it's got the traditional yellow livery that we've come to expect from Corvette over the years. Because this is an IMSA car, it does have the red mirrors, the red side panels on the rear wing, and the red number plate indicating WeatherTech series. And if it's red, you know, this is a factory car. It is a pro car. Now, that all changed this year. In Le Mans, it'll change next year, but this year in IMSA, they have to have a bronze driver in the lineup. There are no more factory entries in the series, and that was done to encourage I guess rich people to finance the cars, get the factories kind of out of the loop. You know, plus the factory cars were so advanced over the GT3 cars, they were literally running over them on the track. But this is the number 3 car. It is the IMSA variety, and like the number 63 car, you're going to see it's the exact same car. Details are very, very nice. You know, I'm not a big fan of 164 scale cars. I have a bunch of them. But, you know, once you've gotten 143 scale cars, you kind of lose your love and luster for the 164 scale. However, they are inexpensive, which is nice. And because they don't have a lot of fragile parts, they're very handleable. They roll. That's another thing I don't like about them, but a lot of people do. But I will give Mini GT a lot of credit on this particular model because of the use of plastic parts for the lights, the fog lights that you see there next to the grille. This is a mid-engine car, so bear in mind the engine's not up front, it's in the back, right behind the driver's cockpit. They are currently naturally aspirated V8 engines. They will be turbocharging them with the Z06 entry that comes out, I believe, next year, that being 2024. However, as you can see, this is a very, very nicely done car. Like I say, it's flexible. It's easy to touch. I can move it around here without worrying about breaking stuff off. The back of it, for the most part, is very nicely done. I give Mini GT, again, credit for another thing, and that is the fact that your rear tail lights are plastic inserts and they're not painted as Spark does with all theirs, which I find really annoying for a good quality car. But you don't get that here. You do get a rear diffuser. It's somewhat to scale and nicely done. The tailpipes are, quite frankly, are just little painted tips of what resembles a tailpipe, and they should be pointing upward, not straight out. So that is a detail that they have gotten wrong on these cars, which is not entirely uncommon, but not common. The rear wing has a Sirius XM logo on it. Looks good. All in all, a very nice looking and well done car. Notice that the tires do lack detail. You don't see the Michelin logos on it, and you don't see brake rotors or brake calipers on these cars. They just don't do it. Not on mini GT cars. TARMAC Works does, but we'll get in. That's a whole different story. Next, we'll take a look at the number 383 car. Bear in mind, this one was 253. The Le Mans car is 383. That's the number if you have a hard time telling the difference. And as it notes here, this is a Chevrolet Corvette C8R number 63 Corvette Racing 2021 Le Mans 24 Hours GTE Pro second place. So the car is 1 year older, but it's not changed at all. It's the same car, identically. All they do, they ship the car overseas for Le Mans. They slap the the green stickers on there, and that is literally all they do to these cars. It's the exact same car. I don't know why they don't have doubles. Keep one in Europe, keep one in the U.S. In fact, when I was actually at a Corvette forum at one of the races, I asked the general manager of GM why they didn't do that. She goes, "It's too expensive to do that." I said, "You're GM. Come on, give me a break." But anyhow, this is it. This is the exact same car. You take a look at it, side by side, and I'll pull them up here. You can tell they look exactly the same because, well, they are. All they did, and I was stupid enough to buy both, was change the number on it, But it's cool to have both. If you're a collector, I think it's certainly worthy to do. Details are exactly the same. Again, looking at the front of it, they did a really nice job with the headlights, and I'll pull both of them up so we'll have them side by side. We'll get rid of the boxes. Get those out of the way so we can just focus on the two cars. Boom, boom, boom. And as you can see, identical. The same car. Still nicely done. Looks good. Headlights nicely done. Fog lights nicely done. The mirrors are gorgeous and really cool. They're red in both cars, but you notice the nameplate is green for the 24 Hours of Le Mans. And because they race in the GTE class, they have to have different numbers than they have in the IMSA series because the hypercars get all the lower numbers. So they're pushed back to number 63, but you can see it says Pro on there because it is a Pro entry. That is one thing that's a little bit different from the other car. Even though the molding is the same, the car is the same. You take a look at the side of them, and they do roll, so they're easy for me to move. It's identically the exact same car. The only difference, change the driver names have changed. The back of the cars, pull them up. Again, the same with the exception of what? It would be the number, 63, the number 3. It says GTLM on the IMSA car and Pro on the number 6. Oh, there is one more. There's two things actually I noticed on the back here. There are two things that are different. I take that back. I correct myself. It looks like you have the Jake logo. You see that next to Pro, that's the Jake logo, which is common on the Corvette. Guys, they've had the Jake logo for years. And I suppose that's to introduce the European audience to the Corvette, which they may not be as familiar with since they don't sell as many in Europe as they do in the United States. And then there's another small sticker on that. Another thing I hate about 1/64 scale cars is you can't read anything without a magnifier. And I have absolutely no idea what the hell that is, but it's on there anyway. And that is one thing that is different with the two cars is you do have, a few more decals that you don't have on the other. But otherwise, they're pretty much the same. Rear wing, Sirius XM, everything else, as you can see, exactly the same. You look at it, it's identical, as they would say. And here we're looking at the IMSA car as opposed to the Le Mans car. Same red painted side plates of the rear wing, excuse me. Gotta get that out of my mouth. That you have there. The banners are the same on both cars. White with the red tips on the end, red mirrors, identical. Basically the exact same cars. The only difference is the number. So if you got $15 to spare and you want to spend it to enhance your collection, you can certainly get both of these cars. 2 for $30, I think, is a pretty good deal. And they're nice cars. Again, these are die-cast cars. I'm so used to doing 1/43 scale reviews because the vast majority of my collection is 1/43 scale. I just prefer it so much over 1/64 scale for lots of reasons that I've explained in all of my videos. But nevertheless, 2 cars for $30, quite a bargain, I think. Enjoy, and thanks for watching.